Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here. Hopefully you guys had an amazing Tuesday. Hope you guys had an amazing Wednesday. It is the midweek, as my mother liked to call it before she passed. It is hump day. Don't get too, no, not that, don't get too crazy. It's like, midway through the week, you're kind of getting over the hump there, and you're, kind of glidely, smoothly going downhill on Thursday and Friday and headed into the weekend. So definitely can't wait for the weekend to show up. But as of right now, we still have some amazing wrestling to talk about, especially tonight. We have AEW Dynamite. On tomorrow, we have Ring of Honor TNA, and on Friday, of course, Friday Night SmackDown. So we got some good old-fashioned wrestling to kind of get us through the week here, so don't seem too somber. We're all going to get through it, and guess what? Sooner or later, we're going to wind up with a cold drink in our hands, talking to our friends and our family, gathered around the barbecue, hanging out on some beautiful Saturday or Sunday night. Whenever you guys like to hang out, a lot of work schedules, especially nowadays, it's a little bit different. So, however you guys like to have that, find that peace within yourself. However you guys kind of have that, that little bit of me time. We're here to kind of help you guys through it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Today we have a great show for you all lined up. We have our WWE Monday Night RAW review. We're going to have our WWE NXT review as well. We have AEW Dynamite talk. We also have Drew McIntyre return to WWE Monday Night RAW. We're going to talk about future storylines, maybe, some potential bookings, maybe, just basically everything surrounding what Drew could actually do and, how it could affect the Monday Night RAW roster. In our fifth and final segment, I have 7 stars. No, not 7 stars. I have around 7 stars. I have 7 wrestling stars that are bound to sign with WWE. It's all gravy. It's all good in the neighborhood. We're going to get into it. But before we get into any of that, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that, super chat, whether if we got a burning question or hot take in terms of the world of professional wrestling. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we want you guys to feel like you guys are absolutely open to get whatever you feel like is off your chest. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Do not be shy. Just want to make sure you guys have a good time listening to this podcast, So, of course, you guys having fun listening to it, which means I will have amazing, fun time doing it. So we can make sure, we can get that covered. And if you really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed on air, why not use that tips and donations link? Or go ahead and hit up that $sign right there next to that chat box, which guarantees anything you guys put inside that chat box is going to be featured on this show, debated about if it's that juicy. So it's a great way to kind of, support the channel, support the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity. Don't forget to Superman punch the like or subscribe button to the show so you guys can get notifications whenever we go live. You can hear your favorite wrestling fan, Eric Rodriguez here, of course, this guy. You can hear whenever we go live. We are super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So, let's get this party started. Send in those super chats and those super stickers because you guys are super awesome. And together we will make sure this podcast is, bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Once again, the super chat, not your thing. It's all good in the neighborhood. Make sure you guys hit up the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Like I said, Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1,010%. But of course, in terms of talking sports, it's inevitable. Some disagreements are going to happen, some criticisms, especially talking about professional wrestling. Some criticisms are going to come into the matter. It does not matter. We just want you guys to feel absolutely 1,010% open to talk about whatever you guys have to talk about. Send in your future storyline. Send in, heck, maybe give me your top 5 WWE champions, your top 5 WCW champions. We talk about wrestling then, now, forever. We talk about everything in terms of wrestling. So make sure you guys, hit up those, the tips and donations link. Hit up that super chat. Just tell me what you guys have to feel inside that chat box, and we can have a great show. All right, so without further ado, we're going to jump on into our first segment. We got some WWE Monday Night RAW. So we kicked off with some CM Punk, and I love it when CM Punk comes out because it seems like everything is just, like anything is possible. Anything is absolutely possible, 1,010%. He's right now on the verge of looking forward to a WrestleMania. He said he even has a couple of favors in his back pocket to help him kind of get there. He talked about the Royal Rumble. He talked about the Elimination Chamber. And, he's looking for a new direction. Of course, when he was starting to kind of get into the teeth of exactly what he wanted to talk about, then you heard Seth freaking Rollins come out. And it was, I like Seth Rollins. And I know him and Seth Rollins have an ongoing feud. I personally thought it was going to go absolutely, ape crap today. But, Monday, should I say. But, it kind of mellowed out, and obviously they're saving it. They're saving it for, I think, WrestleMania. I feel like some way, somehow, maybe you might find Seth in a world title shot, but especially after what happened on Monday Night Raw, I'm not too sure if he's going to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I got to be honest. I had some reflecting to kind of think about, and I was like, you know what? I don't think he's going to be the champion come WrestleMania. It really doesn't seem like it would make, perfect sense for him to do so, because, CM Punk, he's due for that WrestleMania moment. He's due for that. He never really got it. That's the reason why he kind of left WWE to begin with. He thought, creative writing was kind of shoddy, so he was like, you know what, it's kind of BS that I have to take on, Triple H at a WrestleMania as opposed to, because I'm the best of the world, I should be fighting for the championship. I should be main eventing WrestleMania, and he never really got that. So, obviously there was, rumors and speculation stating that if he didn't get injured during the match with that Future Shock DDT by Drew McIntyre, that he would have won the Royal Rumble. Then this whole, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, Cody finishing his story, would have been different. It would have been different. And you can kind of tell that it was kind of heading toward that way. But, all in all, I feel like CM Punk is, he's going to wind up fighting in WrestleMania. Against who? I'm not too sure. Right now, during his promo, he kind of said that, I have no reason to fight you. I wanted to fight you before because you had something to give, but right now you kind of have nothing. So, obviously that sent, Rollins over the edge, and then they end up fighting each other. Sami and Jey Uso come out to break out the fight, and then just kind of hell broke loose. Seth Rollins started saying some stuff he didn't really mean. He was talking about Jey Uso and how it's his family, and how go out and protect Roman, and of course, and he was like, you know what, that was out of line, my bad. But Sami, what's your excuse? Why are you doing these things for Roman Reigns? You're not family. He made a prime example out of use, of people that, decide to join my clan. Guess what? If I don't like you or if I don't accept you, we're going to find a way to kind of embarrass you. We're going to find a way for you to kind of go back down to the totem pole. We're going to kick your ass. And, Sami Zayn, he's forgiven Roman Reigns. And right now Roman Reigns is, he hasn't really apologized, to Seth's argument. He doesn't really... he has not yet ultimately kind of repaired those burned bridges that he made when he was the tribal chief. So, it's still kind of up in the air right there. That's the reason why, people like Kevin Owens are doing these things, especially to Cody Rhodes, who is a beloved babyface. And that's the reason why the WWE Universe is like, you know what? You can't really hold him too accountable here. He kind of has a legitimate excuse of the actions that he's actually doing. Much like you saw what happened tonight with Seth freaking Rollins. But, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. And, it's, God. And then he brought up Seth Rollins stabbing Roman Reigns in the back, saying that, overall, we might have created him, but you're the one who ultimately created him, after he, just shoved the chair shot in his back, of course, disbanding the Shield back in 2015, I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that. But, I don't know, he said, you created that monster, and it was, it was actually kind of, it was pretty intense. It was pretty damn intense. It was an awesome episode of Monday Night Raw. Definitely a must see. All right, we have Damage Control taking on Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Obviously, you saw Raquel and Liv Morgan, become victorious. Obviously, singling out and kind of isolating Kairi Sane in that match. And then at the end of the match, they started beating up on him. Of course, then you saw Rhea Ripley come out, and then that was that. And in the back, you saw a promo between Finn Balor and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Finn Balor basically telling Gunther, like, hey, man, you should be shaking my hands instead of you kicking me in the face. That's something that I did kind of notice at WWE Survivor Series. I was like, you know what? Finn is so content with, like, he helped out Gunther twice. And then Gunther was trying to boot him out of the way, kicked him in the freaking face, and was kind of like, hey, I don't need you. So Finn Balor right now, and this is a position for Finn Balor that I never really kind of wanted to see him in. But, it is what it is. As of right now, he's kind of, he wants to fight Gunther. Obviously, he did get his wish by WWE Raw general manager Adam Pearce, so he ended up getting what he, ultimately what he wanted for. Gunther told him that I never asked for your help. I never needed you to win. I needed this match to ultimately prove it to myself that I could defeat somebody like Damian Priest. Once again, kind of, because, he defeated Damian Priest twice. Once for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the second time, defending it, giving them the rematch. Never really winning cleanly, and I feel like that's ultimately going to be Damian Priest's way to kind of defeat Gunther. They're kind of ultimately setting up this, this match with Damian Priest and Gunther for the future. But now Damian Priest, he's got to start from the bottom. There's no way he has another title shot in his grasp. Maybe at WWE Saturday night's main event happening December 21st. Maybe, you can see, Damian Priest getting involved. Maybe you can see a triple threat match between Finn and Damian and Gunther for that World Heavyweight Championship heading toward, the new pay-per-view. But, right now it seems like Damian Priest becoming a world champion, it just seems like it's kind of on the back burner. Not really in the minds of WWE fans or wrestling fans, which kind of sucks. I feel for Damian Priest there. Dakota Kai defeats Shayna Baszler and Katana Chance in the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament, the first round. The New Day celebration. The New Day celebration was absolutely, man, it was crazy. It was pretty damn crazy. Obviously, a lot to unfold here, but ultimately, Big E returned. He came out, wanted the best of his brothers. He even addressed how Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods have been, kind of dogging each other, saying anything to make themselves feel kind of like crap. Big E was willing to come back and be their manager, and quite frankly, I feel like Woods and Kingston were kind of already on this new warpath. Like Kingston, he embraced the New Day style. Obviously, never really came in fruition. Xavier Woods kind of wanted to jump into a new direction for the group, which I feel like is going to be good for them. But they kicked Biggie out. They rubbed him out, and they said, Kofi Kingston straight up said, you left us. You broke your neck, so what? Like, as if that's like, then he talked about Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back, and he talked about Edge, Adam Copeland coming back from a broken neck as well. That's another thing as well that a lot of fans probably have not really taken consideration. Why hasn't Big E came back just to be like a manager? Obviously, Big E's building up toward an in-ring, return. Even Xavier Woods said it himself. He's like, you know what? I don't think you are ever going to be cleared to be able to compete in a WWE ring again. So why all of a sudden now? And I feel like that's the reason why WWE fans are kind of like, you know what? You can't be too mad at them. Obviously, kind of comparing a broken neck to like a broken toe where you just kind of come back from injury and just fight week after week after week, and then all of a sudden it's supposed to be all good in the neighborhood. But a neck injury is different. Like one simple, botched move could turn you into a paraplegic, could leave you paralyzed, could sometimes it could even actually be fatal. So, obviously kind of building up that point with the WWE storyline. I definitely liked it. Now, you had Big E screaming, you had him pleading to Kofi and Xavier saying that we can fix this. And, Kofi turns to Xavier Woods, kicking Big E out, being like, hey, it's just us, bro. It's just us, bro. So we're going to have some pretty interesting things heading up to the future. Lastly, we have Gunther, of course, defeating defeating Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor comes out and attacks, telling Dominic Mysterio, hey, that's how it's done, kid. That's how it's done. Dude, calm down, dude. Calm down. All right, guys, so do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our second segment. We got some WWE NXT review. Obviously, an amazing episode that happened on Tuesday. We're going to get into that when we come back. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage. Join me here in about 25 seconds. So, hey, do not go anywhere.